Because just when you thought the dust had settled, just when you thought the drama between Remy Ma, Claressa Shields, and Papoose was finally fading into the background, Remy Ma decided to go live, unannounced, and flipped the entire table. We're not just talking about some petty celebrity tea. This was a masterclass in exposure. What Remy Ma did last night wasn't just savage, it was surgical, it was deliberate, and it has completely changed the narrative. Welcome back to Gossip Spill Vibe, your go-to for scandal, shade, and truth with receipts. If you've been following this messy triangle, or square, at this point, you already know things have been tense. But now it's explosive. This is not just a story of infidelity anymore. This is betrayal, layered with manipulation, deception, and receipts that left no one unscathed. If you missed it, don't worry. I've got all the details, every twist and turn, and yes, every single moment that made the internet collectively gasp. Let's rewind just a bit. A few weeks ago, the internet was completely split. Team Remy versus Team Claressa. People were arguing in the comments, fighting in group chats, even unfollowing each other over this drama. The original story was messy but manageable. Rumors began swirling that Claressa Shields, the boxing champ, was getting too close to Remy Ma's longtime husband, Papoose. Now, Papoose and Remy have been considered hip-hop royalty. They survived prison time, reality shows, and public scrutiny. So when whispers began that Pap was stepping out, people were shocked. But it wasn't long before Claressa's name started circulating. Team Claressa claimed Papoose had emotionally checked out, that he was moving on, that Remy hadn't been in the marriage fully for a long time. Meanwhile, Team Remy said, not so fast. They painted Claressa as the side chick who jumped in while the ink on the emotional divorce wasn't even dry. For a while, it was just back and forth speculation, the usual. Commentators weighed in. Blogs gave half-baked updates. Everyone assumed the situation was cooling down. But clearly, Remy had other plans. She had been sitting on something big. And when she finally decided to speak, she didn't do an interview. She didn't post a story. She went live, raw, unfiltered, ready for war. So let's talk about last night. No countdown, no teaser. Remy Ma goes live out of nowhere. Black screen. Just her voice. And in her voice, you could hear it. Controlled anger. Cold confidence. I hope y'all saved your sympathy for someone who deserves it, she began. That was her opening line. And with that sentence, we knew this wasn't going to be subtle. Within minutes, over 40,000 people were watching. The comment section was already going wild, even though she hadn't even shown her face yet. Then she appeared, no filter. Hoodie, hair wrapped, no glam. That's how you know it's serious. Remy Ma wasn't performing. She was presenting evidence. She started by clarifying one thing. She wasn't doing this for clout. She wasn't here to play the victim. She was here to put the truth on the table. Because apparently, while the internet was writing think pieces about poor Claressa being caught in a love triangle, Remy was collecting receipts. Time-stamped, organized, and loaded into her digital holster. And what came next had the entire internet in a chokehold. First up, video evidence. Remy turned her phone toward a laptop screen and played what appeared to be grainy, black and white security camera footage. The clip showed a woman, identified as Claressa Shields, walking into a luxury apartment building in Atlanta. Alone. The timestamp read just after 1 a.m. Nothing too suspicious yet, right? But then, a man followed her inside. And not just any man, allegedly, Coach Dra, a retired fighter. A longtime friend of Papoose, and someone who, until recently, was considered part of the inner circle. The same Coach Dra who used to train Papoose back in 2020 during his fitness comeback. The same one who's been suspiciously active under Claressa's Instagram posts, dropping emojis like breadcrumbs. Remy froze the footage and looked directly into the camera. Her tone didn't waver. "Tell me again how she's loyal," she said. That's when the comments really blew up. COECHDRE? New not Pap's boy. This ain't just cheating, it's betrayal. The vibe in the chat shifted instantly. This wasn't messy anymore. This was calculated. But Remy wasn't done. She hit play on a voice memo next. A woman's voice came through. Bold, flirtatious, and undeniably familiar. "I told you he's too emotional. You understand how I move. That's why I'm here." It didn't sound like a woman caught in a complicated situation. It sounded like someone in full control. And the voice, believed to be Claressa. Let's be real, if that voice wasn't hers, Remy wouldn't dare put it on live. She knew exactly what she was doing. Next came the text messages, screenshots, names blurred but still readable if you squinted. And oh, people did squint. One message read, "He'd think I'm still training. You about 45 minutes before I head back." The reply, "Doors unlocked like always." Simple, casual, cold. Remy didn't have to say much. The screenshots spoke for themselves. This wasn't some one-time mistake. This was routine, familiar, the kind of exchange that suggested a long-running affair right under everyone's noses. And then came the coup de grace, a screenshot of a shared calendar between Papoose and Claressa. Yes, a shared calendar. One particular entry stood out, dated just the weekend prior. Miami Recovery Weekend, C. Remy then flipped to a DM sent by an anonymous concierge at a luxury hotel in Miami, claiming that Claressa checked into the suite with a guest named Driel. The stay was paid for using a business credit card registered to Shields Enterprises LLC. So not only was she allegedly creeping with someone else, she was doing it in Miami on a corporate card while still being involved with Papoose. The betrayal? Top tier. The receipts? Federal level, as Remy put it. After an hour of calmly unloading what felt like a courtroom evidence dump, Remy closed her laptop and stared into the camera. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She didn't flinch. She sat there in silence for 6 full seconds before delivering the final blow. You can't play house with a man you're not finished cheating on. Period. Then she ended the live. No dramatic fade out. No promo link. Just silence. And 70,000 people collectively clutching their pearls. In the hours that followed, the internet exploded. Twitter threads popped up within minutes. TikTok creators were already editing the live into 3-part series. Instagram blogs had 10 slide carousels dissecting each screenshot. And right in the center of it all was Papoose. Quiet, heartbroken, blindsided. Papoose later posted an emotional message to his story. It didn't name names. It didn't reference the live directly. But the pain was obvious. A black screen. A single line. Sometimes the hardest part isn't letting go. It's realizing you were the only one holding on. Fans flooded his comments. Thousands told him to stay strong, to move on, to heal. The sympathy that once sat in Claressa's corner had vanished overnight. Now, questions started flying. Did she ever love Pap? Was Coach Dur a rebound or something more? How long had this been going on? And most importantly, is there more that Remy hasn't revealed yet? This entire situation is no longer just celebrity gossip. It's a slow-motion train wreck with front-row seats for the entire internet. What we saw last night was a rare moment of raw truth in an industry built on polished illusions. It was uncomfortable, shocking, and real. You don't need to like Remy Ma to acknowledge what she did last night took guts. She knew the backlash she might get. She knew the scrutiny, and yet she chose to light the match, not for clout, but for closure. So where do we go from here? Will Claressa respond? Will Papoose finally walk away for good? Is Coach Dur going to pop up with his own version of events? And is Remy really finished spilling? One thing's for certain, this story isn't over. If anything, last night was just the beginning. And we'll be here every step of the way.